Alright, so hello and welcome everyone to the playoffs of Debris Regional Reassembly Tournament number 2. The qualifications ran a couple days ago, and we got our alliances assembled and ready for action on the Discord, and now it's time to run the finals, the playoffs and the finals of the tournament. Right, so first of all, we have Starship's Alliance. Starship is our highest ranked competitor, second highest, third highest, and fourth highest. So let's go ahead and get this started. I got everything all set up and stuff. Yeah, okay. Okay, so our higher ranked alliance over here, Riverhawk's Alliance. Alright, so on this alliance, right, we've got Riverhawk, Whiteout, and Min Torpor here. So Riverhawk is a Tinkerel, right? It'll kind of stay back tangent, and especially long-range Tinkerel. So it'll try to kind of stay back and deal damage from a very long range, while a couple of these other ships will deal damage from a little closer range. So Whiteout right here will go in and deal exceedingly large amounts of damage, but it will definitely go in. And over here, right, you actually act as a kiter, so you kind of stay out. You kind of stay out of range a little bit. So we'll see how this actually turns out. I'm not exactly sure what will happen there. Anyway, our second alliance, our third ranked, our third alliance, third seed alliance, I guess you could say. It's not really seeded or anything. It's not a proper double elimination bracket, but it's pretty close for these purposes. Anyway, in this alliance we got Darkstar, the Hunt for Red Octopus, and Rockhawk. So, right, we've got two massive crystalline brawlers that look quite similar in shape. And we've got a super fast red thruster ball with infinite damage per second. So this is actually going to be pretty interesting. So you two, Rockhawk and whatever your name is, Darkstar, will kind of go in and just, well, deal exceedingly large amounts of damage, but also take exceedingly large amounts of damage, while you, if you act in the correct way, can go around ships while they're distracted and just absolutely annihilate them, just dissolve them. So this will be pretty interesting. Let's see what happens. Riverhawk firing a large amount of fire, and Min Torpor firing all of its armament at the enemy, and the Reds duel it out. And they both die in the conflict. Ooh, looks like Darkstar just cut off much of Min Torpor. Ooh, it's just a little spike. Get out of there, nerd. Uh-oh, that's not good. Get out of there. Splinter's fighting himself. He's protected by the debris, but some crystal missiles can still get under there. Oh, Rockhawk got distracted again because you moved like across the arena and started firing. Uh-oh, looks like you're almost gone. Get out of there. Get out of there. Looks like the Galaxy Center Defender ship has been destroyed. Ooh, Tinkerel. I wouldn't get in that close of range. And I would actually try attacking from the back, because this ship has been rumored to have a small amount of armor in the back and can be destroyed by enemy ships like that. Don't get stuck on the hull of your teammate. 1 minute left in the match. I don't know if the Tinkerel can get behind the ships and fire at them that way, then it'd be quite good for Riverhawk's alliance, but it doesn't really look like that's going to. Well, it might happen. I'm not sure. These crystals are pretty fast, and Darkstar, I think, in the last tournament has proven to do quite well, and this tournament, that is, quite well against pretty much any ship class, even the longer range types, especially when it isn't distracted on a closer range ship. You can see all of the crystalline missiles kind of putting pressure on it. Ooh, get out of there. Stay out of plasma condenser range. That's probably a good idea. All those crystal missiles are kind of pushing it, I think, and just preventing it from staying on target. But with 10 seconds left in the match, I'm pretty sure that Darkstar's alliance is going to take this match. Alright, yeah, so Darkstar wins the first round, and now it's time for round number 2. Alright, Red October spawned in the front this time, and I also got distracted with Riverhawk, and damage per second. It's so close. Oh, but looks like Whiteout actually survived that, but got destroyed quickly by Rockhawk afterwards. Darkstar is being attacked on two fronts by a couple of kiters. Mintorper is doing a lot of bombardment. But if he can focus his fire from the back, then it'd be much more effective. While Darkstar can just kind of burrow through anything. And the armor of that ship is not the strongest. I mean, it looks really cool though. I always have liked the look of how the GCD ships look. Ooh, it looks like they're distracted on Riverhawk. Can he get out of there fast enough though? Oh, that's a nice clean shot to the back, isn't it? But he turned around just in time. Looks like Splinter is faced with a moral dilemma. Should have destroyed the alliance of of ships that was created by its author. Or should it just sit back and fire with crystalline missiles against Kiter? "51 seconds left in the match." Ooh. For Tinkerel, what is it called? Riverhawk has, at least for like an 8K Tinkerel, and my opinion, of course, has a relatively small amount of damage amplifiers. So that kind of reduces the recoil, because I think guns with more damage have a lot more recoil, and but it allows him to put a lot more velocity and range amplifiers on his ship, so the thing can shoot much farther and much faster. Well, at least faster as in the bullets have a higher velocity. I don't know if that's advantageous or not, but it'd likely do Riverhawk a little bit good if it could deal more damage to the enemy ships. But yeah, looks like Darkstar's alliance takes that round. And I don't have to update any alliances, I just have to press the enter button. Alright. So currently, who do we have? Alright, we've got Transcription's alliance on this side. So Transcription is our 4th ranked alliance, with Alliance Captain Transcription right here. We've got Fishy Fish, and then we have Fallacy and Ator. So this guy behaves kind of like a kiter. He stays back and he deals large amounts of damage with a surprisingly large amount of drones and relatively large missile arrays. No, torpedo arrays. And also some missile arrays back there and there. So that does a sizable amount of damage to enemy ships, especially when this thing isn't distracted by someone else. These two guys, though, like to go in and deal damage. Especially you. Well, you're a skirmisher, kind of, a forced skirmisher, so if ships can more often hit the AI trigger of yours, the little S with the Quantum Doom Beam on the tip, then it'll be able to move in and out of range and distract ships for a long time while you get some shots off. And also so it can get some shots off. Those shard launches actually do a lot of damage. And you're a crystalline battleship, and crystalline condenser battleships do a lot of damage. So this guy will definitely try to go in and deal some close range damage with its weapons. So again, more distractions for Transcription to do its damage. So yeah, that is Transcription's alliance. So let's go ahead and check out Starship's alliance. Default colors, because Imperiex didn't recolor his ship. Alright, so on this alliance we've got, this is our 1st ranked competitor, Starship, and followed by Joyce Comes to the Meta. No, it's not called that. I'm gonna get that so confused, and I already have gotten it so confused. This thing is called I Glue Lasers to the Outside, and we also have Alexander's ship. So let's think here. So this thing is rather large and slow, but of course it's very durable. This is actually stacked armor. These are actually pretty interesting armor arrangements. And it does a lot of damage per second with a lot of plasma condensers. And you also do a lot of damage per second. And you deal a lot of damage per second as well. But you're a kiter, and not many ships can really deal with a proper fast kiter, especially one with a lot of farmer missiles that also is completely immune to any sort of missile or launchable because of those lasers around the outside. So I heard some people on the Discord talking about talking about this ship as I guess one of the more significant competitors and a kind of a deciding factor in some alliances and their performance. Anyway, so let's just see how that works. Unpause. Transcription moving in for some reason, but Fallacy Nator has gotten there first and has distracted the Crystalline battleship. Looks like he destroyed the AI trigger, and 2 ships on Imperiox's alliance are doing significant damage to Transcription. Ooh, the splash from those farmer heavy turrets is insane, and it just instantly goes through that stacked armor. Ooh, it doesn't look like Fishy Fish will be able to deal with that. That's a lot of... Oh, the splash on those farmer missiles is insane. Ooh, Fallacy Nator is quite quick, and if he can survive for long enough, then it's totally ready. The thing is that I'm pretty sure that when its AI trigger is not generated, then... I mean, I guess it does kind of go away when it's close enough, but it will never really try to properly go in and duel at close range when its AI trigger is not generated, and when it's being attacked, its AI trigger does not generate. Whew. Large damage from the condensers in the farmer heavy turrets, and Starship's alliance takes round 1. Let's go to round 2. Alright, Duke charging in, full speed ahead. Well, Fishy Fish comes in from the side, and oh, Duke is gone though. He missed the AI trigger or something. Unlike Fishy Fish, Imperiox and with Starship put all of his condensers in a tight little ball, and that allows him to drill through armor a little more effectively than Fishy Fish. Again, with the really large Halo missiles, it's really nice. I don't really know how Transcription can deal with this. It's trying to get out of the way. Well, trying to get out of there. But that's a lot of farmer missiles. They do have a relatively low health, though. And range, for that matter. But Imperiox... Oh, the damage per second with plasma condensers is amazing. So yeah, looks like Starship takes the match. And now it's time to move on to the next match. Alright, in the losers bracket, we've got Riverhawk against Transcription. Alright, high damage per second with, look at that, just, oh, my computer's lagging a lot. Oh, but the plasma condensers destroyed it before it could really get its stuff sorted, but it looks like it stayed in for long enough to distract the enemy alliance. And Transcription, most of the weapons that Transcription has aren't super effective against a Tinkerel, especially a relatively fast one, and with its distraction gone, it's not going to go well for its alliance. Mintorper is doing a lot of bombardment. Those rockets fire quite fast and can actually prevent regeneration pretty easily, especially when it hits when it hits. all the missiles in those back little missile arrays are doing significant damage. It looks cool when they all fire in those missile arrays. It's cool. Anyway, Transcription. Dill's ship that's in Alexander's mod that was copied by Joyous. Transcribed, I should say. It wasn't copied, it was inspired. Bombardment from Mintorper is quite a lot, while Riverhawk does some distraction work and some damage work as well. But the real damage dealer here, it looks like it's Mintorper, constantly bombarding with a lot of stuff. Well, then Riverhawk began to fire, but looks like Riverhawk takes round 1. Let's go and check out the next match. Alright, Duke goes in again. Whiteout is sitting there ready to burn its hull to pieces. As soon as the AI trigger goes, though, the ship rockets to the other side of the arena, but not before like a large part of its hull got cut off. Oh, I just totally missed that. But the condensers are insane against red armor because red armor just instantly dissolves. Red is a faction that strives to make other factions feel like it does. It dies instantly, so it makes other factions die instantly. At least when it works correctly. Ooh, Mintorpor's not going backwards enough. Ooh, that's a lot of damage per second from those condensers. Ooh, well, it looks like Transcription's Alliance takes the second round. Transcription doing a good job staying out of range and firing with its weapons. Well, Duke stayed alive for the most part during that match, and that might have done some significant stuff. Alright, so let's check out match number 3. Alright, Whiteout spawned in the front. I don't think that's a good spawn for Whiteout, but ooh, it cuts pretty fast through that armor, and but it gets cut quite fast through that weak red armor. Oh, but it did a lot of damage to that ship. Duke Slayer's regenerating. Hopefully, Splinter can prevent that. If he can't, then it looks like Riverhawk might not do very well in this match. Transcription firing a lot of drones. Especially when you bunch your drones up, they kind of fly together in one big clump, and that might actually deal more focus damage, which is always good. Mintorpor, although a kiter, has a lot of plasma cannons on it, max scale plasma cannons on it, and they do a lot of damage at close ranges. So it can help itself. It can help itself stay out of some troubles, and right there it took out Fishy Fish. Now it's attempting to bombard the other, I guess, pseudo-kiter, heavy kiter in the match. A lot of rockets and a lot of missiles, but that is a lot of drones, like a serious amount of drones. But then again, it does have a lot of good point defense. Duke is just sitting there and waiting for his trigger to generate, while Splinter attacks it. A lot of point defense on that ship. When most of the damage is being dealt by the drones, it's difficult because, well, not most of it, well, a lot of it though. Let's see what's going on over here. Close range, that's not a good idea. I guess it doesn't really have any weapons that are firing in that direction. Oh yes it does, it has splash PD subsystems. And that marks the end of Riverhawk. Ooh, comes in to say hi, and Mintorpor attack. I don't think that, like, the AI trigger on that ship is quite effective. And when it's aiming directly head-on and the ship is firing at it head-on, then it will just, or that will happen too, it'll destroy the enemy ship before that can even happen. Anyway, it looks like Transcription's Alliance wins the match, and yeah, sorry Splinter and your Alliance, but looks like you're out for the count. Anyway, I think you all have some ships that go into the that are in other alliances. But anyway, let's move on to the next match. Alright, so we've got Imperiex and his alliance up against Darkstar and his alliance. Well, you're called Starship in your alliance. Alright, let's see what happens here. Ooh, the red was spawned in the front. Oh no. Large damage per second. Oh, instantly pops Alexander. Looks like Imperiex is doing a good job of targeting it before the other ships. Very nice. So it didn't really die from that, but it did get a sizable dent in the armor at a remarkably high speed. Looks like Joyce is being a problem. If you can shoot at Darkstar from the back, then the double-stacked armor that'll be totally useless. Oh, looks like Rockhawk. Rockhawk is a quite exceptional 1v1 ship, and with a lot more, actually a lot larger. It's a lot larger than Imperiex, but yeah, that looks like that's Starship. Oh, that's not good. Joyous, get out of there. Your unobtainium shell has been punctured. No missiles going towards Joyous can do anything, but they can prevent those missiles from actually the Farmer missiles from hitting Darkstar and Rockhawk. Look at all those lasers, it's really funny. Oh, but that's a lot of condenser fire. You can't point defend against condenser fire. He's doing a good job of not letting that get in the way. A lot of his armor... Darkstar isn't regenerating his armor. At least I don't think it's regenerating his armor. Oh, but looks like it switched targets. Well, looks like Darkstar is doomed to regenerate. Though in the qualifications, I believe that Joyous had a good time aiming to the back of Rockhawk's ship, of Rockhawk, and destroying it. Oh, looks like that's not a good idea, isn't that? That's a terrible idea. Whoa. Whoa, that's a terrible idea. Move over there, you can destroy it. Ah. Doesn't look good for Joyous. What he got out of that? His lasers are a nice, are good armor. The bombardment. It's a lot of particles there. I might want to change that later, but it's fine. It was fun. I tried to make all the explosion particles much bigger. My personal preference again. Ooh. I believe that was just a timeout, but Joyous did survive that match, but that doesn't matter at all. He did not take the win, though he did do significant damage to both ships that are still alive on Darkstar's Alliance. Alright, let's go and check out match number 2. Alright, Joyous goes straight forward, the hunt for Red October, but it has a lot of red point defense lasers. And looks like it's going to the back of Alexander's ship, but instantly pops Joyous and instantly pops Alexander. And might instantly pop Imperiex if he's not careful. Oh man, Darkstar's Alliance takes the match against our current ranked first participant. Alright, let's go to the next match. Alright, we've got Imperiex against Transcription again. Let's see what happens. Ooh, Alexander's bombarding that. Oh, he almost missed the AI trigger. Ah. And away he goes. Bombard, bombard. Go deep into the hull of that ship. Joyous is doing a good job bombarding. Deep into the hull. Wow. I did a good job of doing that. Looks like Joyous has got missiles on all sides of Duke Slayer. And the AI trigger is regenerated. Oh, don't move over there. That's close. Joyous is gone. Ooh, looks like Alexander is doesn't like that you've copied his ship and is attempting to destroy it rapidly. But then I don't know what the story is behind the ship. Just making some jokes. That's a lot of drones on it, wow. But it looks like he got it before that actually happened. And Imperiex is attempting to finish the job, cutting into that armor, and it looks like Starship's Alliance wins round 1. Alright, let's take a look at our second match. Bombardment, bombardment. No amount of missiles or shards or launchables of any kind can do anything to Joyous succumbs to the meta. Oh, don't expose your backside to the enemy. That is a not good idea. Oh, don't expose your backside to the enemy. Turn around, Starship, otherwise you won't be able to deal damage. Oh, Alexander's being a nice distraction. Can Imperiex make the most of it? Make the most of his teammates' sacrifice? Oh, looks like he might. Alexander escapes. Bombardment, bombardment. Joyous can get through all that point defense with all those weak, relatively low armored farmer missiles. Alexander is now a spinner. Ooh, and Starship comes in from the back and cuts deep into the hole in that little stacked armor bunch in the front. He's Oh, it protected it and saved its life. Oh, but no amount of stacked armor means anything to Alexander or Joyous. Shards look like they actually have a relatively large amount of health for missiles. For launchables, that is. The bombardment is happening. Whew. Missiles from a lot of the ships here. 2 of the ships here. Duke Slayer hasn't remade his AI trigger yet, and as a result his ship is flying away. Which would be good in the qualifications, but there's not much point. I mean, yes, there is a point to it, but it just... if you die, it doesn't matter as much. But still, Starship's Alliance takes the match. So, good job, Joyce. You beat the second ranked Alliance as rank 4, but looks like you're out for the count. All right, and our finals: Imperiex versus Darkstar. No, it's called Starship versus Darkstar. Duke Slayer versus Imperiex. How about that? Ooh, here's a battle. Oh, Red's cut it in half. Now you're in the back. That's not a good place to be for a red ship. Ooh, that's not a good place to be if you're being attacked by condensers. Joyous can bombard, but if Imperiex doesn't make a mistake, oh, it's a lot of damage per second off of the hunt for Red October. Octopus. Not octopus. Octopus. Imperiex is fighting himself. Whew. Looks like he got himself. And his armor is, the corpse of his ship is now protecting his own. Oh, but that happens too. Looks like Joyce is the only ship left on this alliance. The bombardment is real. If Darkstar can just turn around a little bit, then it would instantly die. Or die. I would just die. It looks like Rockhawk turned around for the last minute. His core was almost exposed there. It's a battle. Well, the missiles aren't really applying as much pressure due to the amount of point defense. Ooh, don't get hit by those condensers. I guess you do have one of the best armors against non-splashed weapons, Joyce, though. I have been calling it Joyce. It comes to the meta. It's not called that. It's called I glued lasers to the outside. Great name. Ooh, looks like you've turned around. Made a mistake. You've made a mistake. You've made a mistake. But looks like Joy has moved in the wrong direction. You should have moved the ship around the other side, but it looks like with only 5 seconds left in the match. Yeah, Darkstar's Alliance takes the first round. Alright. Let's go to round 2 and see if Imperiex can take the win and seal the dub, as the kids say. Oh, Joyous is torched. That's not very good. Imperiex is also torched. Will Alexander be able to fight from the back? It looks like he's doing a good job of fighting from the back. But with all 3 ships left on that alliance, it doesn't look good for Imperiex. Still, ranked first, but you know what that means. Darkstar wins. Darkstar on his alliance, that is, wins Debris Regional Reassembly Tournament number 2. Oh, didn't take that picture. Nice. But yeah, that concludes the tournament. So, that was really fun. So, thank you everyone who submitted this time. It was quite fun. it was fun. I'm going to say that a lot, but it was quite fun. And of course, congratulations to Darkstar again for winning 2 tournaments in a row. You receive prestige and glory, but both of you guys definitely played your part in this alliance. Yeah, I really like this ship. It's really funny. It popped a lot of ships, and Rockhawk did a good job as well. So yeah, they all worked well together, and that's one of the main things that I think this alliance did well on. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, thank you to everyone who submitted. And yeah, goodbye for now.